Hello everybody, today we are going to be looking at the Ferrari F642 Monaco GP edition from Rosso Ferrari. This is a neat kit. This is, I believe, nephew of the Fujimi CEO or whatever back when he started this company. They only lasted for a year and a lot of their product was Ferrari Formula One cars. They had a lot of Mazda RX-7s back in 12th scale. They had a larger Ferrari 642 or 3, I believe, in 8th scale. This is just the 24th scale. And this is the productive relaxation abstract version of this kit. We also had grayed up Maniac versions, GPVs, which is grayed up painted version kits. I believe this is just one of the more simpler kits in their lineup that goes through some reboxing. Here's the instruction manual too. I think there's about 20 steps, and there's also screws and little springs in the kit too, so it's not just glue together, it is screw together. It does involve quite a few steps. And there's, I didn't notice the parts count. Here's, seems like a pretty logical way to put the car together. I'm going to eventually start this kit. It looks like it goes together pretty well. I haven't seen any videos or anything on this kit really finished, but there is more popping up out of the woodwork out of these old kits. Same with Protect. A lot of people use there these days too. The engine's it's pretty straight. Case. Tire decals. Never really looked at another 642 kit. I believe modelers put out a kit. Akigawa may have a kit. Fujimi, I'm not sure. To me, if you want a good 642 kit, there's only quite a few options. 3, 4, 5 options. Here's the decals. No tobacco markings. Trying to zoom in a little bit here for a better picture. Here's pretty straight. They look like they're usable to clear. You can see some of the adhesive from that sheet's kind of stuck to it. They're not covered. And we'll see what happens with them. Here is these are the tire depths. Yep. They look to be okay. The papers hasn't stuck too much of it. The adhesive still there. Here's the plated parts. These are the headers, the intake trumpets, the brakes. Minor detail on the brakes. I'm sure there's a lot of room for improvement, but building this kit out of box really is my goal here. I'll probably clean these plated parts up. You can see there's some seam lines, but they're not as bad as you would expect. Some of the paint's a little thick. Some areas are thick. Here's the front wing. It has this pattern on it. I'm not sure if that's on the real car or not. Underneath there's some check marks and everything. I would have to double check to see if that's just a manufacturing flaw or the way the actual car is. Here's another sprue with the engine components and some of the suspension. Rear wing. This is shock springs and shock absorbers, rims. There's some detail to the valve covers here. It doesn't look too blocky or chunky either. It looks pretty well done, especially for the age of this kit. There's some engine detail. Again, it's not chunky or blocky. It looks pretty crisp and nice. The plastic feels good too. It's not soft or squishy or overly brittle. I'm sure you can cut these pieces out, not have any fear of them crumbling, breaking away in your hand like some old vintage kits. Here's the body. It looks really well molded too. There's not too much flash or seam marks to be removed. This should just be pretty straightforward. Give it a light sanding, throw some primer on it, and it should be a nice result should be had. Pretty slick, pretty smooth casting surface here. Show you some. Hopefully the light you can see it really well. Underneath it looks pretty rough. That's unfortunately I'm not be seeing that. Getting a lot of injection. stuff, but only on the backside. More body here, the front nose. Again, looks pretty good. Although this is the first 642 kit I've seen, so I'm pretty ignorant that will be better there. But so far, so good with this kit. The smoked windscreen looks pretty good. No scratches, marks. The tires, here's the tires. They look really well for the age of the kit. There's no older spots or anything on that. They look perfectly usable. Got there. Here's the engine and transmission. I won't say it's transmission and looks like maybe lacking a little bit of detail, but I'm sure it'll be hidden by bodywork. So it's not too soft or chunky, which is nice. It's everything's very crisp on this. There's a section of Monaco. Even the steering wheel has some slight detail. Dashboard, the pedals are there too, which aren't in a lot of kits of this size. Tie rod, suspension arms, the lower body. Again, it looks crisp and clean, and it has the rear diffusers, some injector pin marks, but nothing too terrible. It looks like it should go together fairly well. Here's the wheel nuts. I'm sure they are, and I think these are. So yeah, here's the package of screws and some springs in there as well. And mirrors come with this nice reflective foil. 2 little pieces to cut out there, and that's the kit. Thanks everybody. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you like this.